Hello and welcome. This is How to Promote Your Music on Submithub. I'm Mark.
I'm Justin.
And we're My Loving Tiger.
We started this band 17 years ago. Now we're back
to revisit, re-record, and re-release every song we've ever written.
So come and join us.
After I tell you about some of the ways that you can promote your music on Submithub, we'll talk about the experiences that we had promoting 7 of our songs on Submithub. There's 3 ways that you can promote your songs on Submithub. You can use what they call Hot or Not, which is talking to other artists. You can promote your songs to curators of playlists. You can also promote to influencers. Before I talk about the how and the why of how we promote it on Submithub, I want to talk a bit about how you pay for things on Submithub. So everything on Submithub is done with their credit system. So if you look up here, you'll notice that there's standard credits and premium credits. The difference between is standard credits, you get 2 every 4 hours, and you have to use them or lose them. They don't roll over. So if you don't use them in that 4 hours, then they don't like stack up. You don't get like 100 standard credits here. And then premium credits, you either pay for with money or you earn by reviewing other people's music. So here's what credits can do on Submithub. You can contact blogs or playlists, which we talked about, that's the curators. You can also hire influencers for promotion, and you can see they explain that here. You can also hire people to do work for you, which we definitely didn't explore. And if you look here, you'll see it costs about $1 per credit to use Submithub. So keep these 2 credit methods in mind when we talk about how to promote on Submithub, because you'll see the theme of like the difference between standard and premium credit. First, let's look at what it looks like to promote to other artists using what they call Hot or Not. So here's an example of one of our songs that we used Hot or Not for. If you review 10 songs, you get 7 reviews in return. So if you listen to other people's songs, it's a really good way to understand where the scene is at and to meet other like-minded artists. Whereas if you pay, you don't have to listen. You can just get ratings without having to do anything. So I'll show what that looks like here. So if you choose Get Rated, you can see here, you can either use premium, and you can see their prices they have here, or you can use the credit you have earned. We've listened to a lot of songs, so we have 220 credits banked up there. But if we wanted to pay premium, then we could do that there. So I'll talk one of the reasons you might want to use the paid service, you could get a large number of reviews. So for example, if you wanted to get 700 reviews, you'd have to listen to 1,000 tracks, which is a lot of tracks. So if you're looking for a large number of reviews, the only way to really do that feasibly is to pay for it. But again, we didn't do that. We just listened to other people's songs, reviewed them, and then in turn we got reviews and feedback from people. And again, I'll share more of that at the end of the video, like what our results were. This is the place that you earn premium credits if you don't want to pay for them. You have to listen to 20 songs, you have to review 20 songs in order to get 1 premium credit. If you do a lot of reviews, you can get what's called verified. And if you get verified, then you have 10 reviews and then you'll get 1 credit. So now I want to talk for a minute about the curator aspect. So the curators are how you can connect with playlists and bloggers. And so if you click on list of curators, you'll see that you can sort by genre, similar artists, what kind of platforms they do their promotion on, and so on all down the line. And if you notice here at the bottom, you can have premium and standard. For example, here we have alternative rock and indie rock. There's about 400 curators in that space. But if I switch down here to only standard, so I'm not going to spend any money, you can see that falls down to only about 100. So I want to briefly also show you what it looks like to do a submission. So, okay, Indie Dream, that sounds like we might be a good fit for that. If I use their premium credit service, it's going to cost me 3 credits. Here I have 2 standard credits banked. So if I click on this, I can submit a song here, and it always opens a new window. Just submit a song, and I have to pick one of our songs. So I'll just pick one of our songs. Okay, that sounds good. And I'm going to choose standard. So you can see completely free, 2 credits every 4 hours, no guarantee of feedback. And yep, that's our genre. So we'll click yes. I don't want them to use that song, and hit continue, submit. Okay, now I've submitted. So that's how you'd submit a free track. Go back to curators here. And it's very strange. Like it seems to always change. Like here now I only have 9. And so I could not really figure out why it changes all the time. Like it isn't consistent. But going back to premium here, back to that 414. So you can see there's a lot of different playlists, blogs, and you can sort them. So I'm going to sort them by genre. You can also see some of these playlists it'll show. Okay, here's an example. So they'll show if they have a Spotify playlist, what kind of music is on those playlists and some of the other stats about that particular playlist. You know, this person says they want electronic, lo-fi, rap, hip hop, so that's not us. But okay, maybe we're indie tracks. So we could submit to this one and it would cost us 1 credit. The other thing I want to mention is that the price of curators is between 1 and 4 credits. So in terms of money, that would be between $1 and $4 to submit to these playlists. And again, there's no guarantee. And so I'll talk a bit about the rules of how premium credits work. So if you are paying for people to review your songs, they have to respond within 72 hours. They have to listen to at least 60 seconds of the track, and they have to give you at least 20 words of feedback. And we'll show you a bit more of this when we get to our results. And the one other thing I want to talk about is influencers. So in that same menu where you can list curators, you can choose influencers, and they range everywhere between 2 credits and over 300. And I've seen ones here that have like thousands, so that's be thousands of dollars. Here, this first one, $6, 6 credits to be in a TikTok video, and it just goes on down the line here, 14, 33. So it's all over the map, but you could imagine that for some genres and some songs, this could be a really good fit. We did not do this, so if someone out there has done this, we would love to hear what your experience with it was. So now I take a moment here to share some of the results that we had in promoting our songs on Submithub. So first I want to talk about Hot or Not. If you look here are the songs that we promoted using Hot or Not, and there's 7 songs here, and there was a total of 130 reviews. From all that, we had maybe 3-4 people that followed us and 1 person that added us to a playlist. So you can find people who genuinely liked your sound through this, and you get some insight in what people think about your song. I would say that by the time you're releasing your song, it's maybe not that useful, but if you were to post something early, you might get some useful feedback. Or if you're kind of wondering what genre you belong in, you could try posting your song under a couple different genres and getting people's reaction. We definitely saw a range of scores, and the genre had a big impact on how people felt about our song. So I think there is some value in posting your song on here and getting people to rate it. In terms of promotion, it maybe wasn't that useful because, as I said, only a handful of people followed us and maybe 1 person added us to a playlist. The second way we promoted songs on Submithub was the curator of playlists, curator of blogs path. Here are the same 7 songs. Here we promoted to 423 blogger playlisters. So you can see, for example, this first one, we pushed to 83 bloggers, 63 blogger playlisters, 49, and so on. So out of the 423, we got 8 acceptances. That's less than 2% reply. The majority of our promotions were using the standard model. We only had 20 premium requests. So when we look into, for example, here, there was 49 standard, 1 premium. And so we can look at the responses and see, how did that go? One thing we noticed, this is super common, is you would promote with a standard. It would say listen, but if you notice, there's no time here. So that means basically they didn't listen to it. So they declined it without listening. This group declined without listening. Whereas this person listened for a minute and a half. This person basically listened to the whole song and then declined. But then this person didn't listen to it, declined. Didn't listen to decline. And so this is super common. Here's an example of someone who did approve. So they listened to it a couple times and then they said, okay, approved. I'm trying to see if they can find one where there was you actually get feedback. So you can write a pitch to them. No one ever wrote back to me when I wrote a pitch to them, so I don't think that that's terribly useful. Most, if you notice here, most of them they didn't even listen. It gets kind of discouraging when you are, at least for me, asking to be considered and then they don't even give it a chance. Okay, here's one that has some feedback. This is a premium credit. We paid to be considered. They listened to it for a little over a minute and then they wrote they liked the song, but they were looking for something more tranquil, so it's not terribly useful. So again, I just want to reiterate our results. So we pitched 423 times. 20 of them were using premium credits. Of those 20 premium credits, we got 2 approved and we got 6 approved from using the standard credits. Earlier, I talked about influencers and we did not use influencers in any of our promotions. So if you do use influencers, we'd love to hear from you. Be really interesting to hear what other people's experiences are using Submithub influencer menu. So that about wraps it up using Submithub to promote songs. Let us know in the comments any questions you have and we will do our best to answer them. So see you in the next video when we share more of our experiences promoting our songs.